Hey yo, it's Mark Shannon with the Fantasy Knockout Fantasy Football Show. Today is Tuesday, July 11th. You can follow the show on social media at Fantasy Knockout. Make sure to subscribe whatever platform you're watching or listening on. Let's get that goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Also hit that notification if you want to be notified when a new show comes out. We're at 2 shows a week now. I'm excited for today's show. We're going to be breaking down that NFC North. Real quick, have you guys signed up to become that Knockout member where you'll get access to overall and flex rankings, the draft cheat sheets, the trade chart during the season, priority questions and answers? And then also, are you interested in joining the Knockout Listener League? Head over to the website, fantasyknockout.com, or click on the link below and get your entry in to see if you can be part of that league. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. So let's catch up on the latest NFL news.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the news.
News with views. So let's kick it off with wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who's a free agent. So the Titans have been more aggressive than the Patriots in their pursuit. So it looks like New England or Tennessee are the clear front runners for the Hopkins sweepstakes. And then running back Javonte Williams from Denver. He plans to be ready for training camp. He said, quote, the plan is for him to be cleared for training camp. And also, I feel like I'm ready to go. Whereas, that sounds a lot different than the plan, right? He's a candidate for the PUP list, but we're going to have to wait and see. I know Samaje Perine's there. He's one of my favorite later round targets right now for an early season running back breakout, just because of Williams' injury recovery. And then next is running back Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis. He's, quote, healed up from owner Jim Irsay. So Taylor was sidelined last year during he was sidelined this year during the mini camp after undergoing an arthroscopic debridement. I think they were just clearing some stuff up. He suffered that ankle injury last year, which we all remember. And I'm expecting him to be good to go for this season, so no injury thing pegged for Taylor at all.
Main event.
All right, the main event. This is the NFC North, and then real quick disclaimer: these are my projections for this year. This is what I think could happen, or is like the baseline of what will happen. Also, if there's any news of injuries or free agent signings, and like we're going to talk about some of these teams where a player could go to and it could completely drastically change the outlook on the team. This would adjust several players' projections and go from there. All right, so the first team is going to be the Chicago Bears. Last year they were 3-14. Their Vegas win total this season is going to be 7.5. I think they'll get there. I think they could beat that. I could see them being an 8-9 win team. They were looking better with the additions. Quarterback is going to be Justin Fields. His ADP is in the mid-6, so 6 at 609. I got him projected for 15 games, 3,203 yards, 22 touchdowns, 14.9 interceptions, rushing for 1,010 yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. I like Fields a lot this year. I see him doing similar things to what he did last year. The running backs there are going to be Khalil Herbert and D'Onta Foreman. Herbert's going undrafted right now, and D'Onta Foreman's going in the 10th round. If I were to pick of the two, I would side more with the Herbert side of things. I think he just looks a little bit more explosive than Foreman, but it's going to be a committee there. Herbert, I got slotted for 14 games, 788 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, 24 receptions for 163 yards and 1 touchdown. And then Foreman I got for 14 games, 601 yards, 4 touchdowns, 11 receptions for 84 yards, and no receiving touchdowns. Then the receivers there are going to be DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney. Moore's going to be going in the 4th round at 404. Mooney's going at 903. I got both of them for 15 games, but Moore I got for 69 receptions for 971 yards and 6 touchdowns. Mooney I got for 15 games, 59 receptions, 737 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And then the tight end there is going to be Cole Kmet. He's going in the 11th round at 1106. I got him for 15 games, 52 receptions, 526 yards, and 4 touchdowns. All right, next is going to be the Detroit Lions. So last year, the Lions were 9-8, and they just missed the playoffs. I was cheering for them. I really wanted to see them get in there. Their win total this year is at 9.5. I see them getting that this year as well. The quarterback there is going to be Jared Goff. His ADP is at 11.03. That's the average draft position that he's going right now. Got him slotted for 16 games for 4,240 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10.9 interceptions, 74 yards rushing, and 1 rushing touchdown. The running backs are going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie, and David Montgomery. Yes, he moved from Chicago. He's now in Detroit. Gibbs is going in the 9th round at 901. Montgomery's going in the 5th round at 506. Gibbs I got for 14 games, 716 rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, 62 receptions for 488 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. He's going to be more of a PPR type running back. And then Montgomery I got slotted. I like him too if you punt on the running back position this year and go more receivers earlier in your drafts. He'd be a solid RB2 for your team. So I got him for 879 yards, 7 touchdowns, and that could be way more than that. Look at what Jamal Williams did there last year. But 7 touchdowns this year, 33 receptions for 262 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. The receivers there are going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams, who, yes, he is suspended the first 6 games. So St. Brown, he's going in the 3rd round at 301. I got him for 15 games, 113 receptions, 1,211 yards for 6 touchdowns. Jameson Williams is going in the 11th round at 1102. 10 games played, 34 receptions for 492 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then the tight end there is going to be a rookie as well, Sam Laporta. He's going undrafted. I like Sam's opportunity. Maybe not so much this year. Wouldn't necessarily draft him, but I like him going forward. 15 games, 44 receptions for 478 yards and 4 touchdowns. All right, next up is going to be the Green Bay Packers. Last year they were 8-9. Their win total this year is at 7.5. I don't know. I have faith in the coach, not so much in Jordan Love. Let's talk about it. Quarterback Jordan Love. No more Aaron Rodgers. Love is going undrafted. I got him slotted for 15 games, 3,462 yards, 19.4 touchdowns, 13.4 interceptions, 209 rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. The running backs are the same, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones is going at 306. Dillon's going at 608. I got Jones slotted for 14 games for 1,016 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, 50 receptions for 378 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. And Dillon, 14 games for 753 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, 28 receptions for 232 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. And then the receivers there, we got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Jaden Reed. Watson's going in the 7th at 701. Got him slotted 15 games, 65 receptions for 974 yards, and 6 touchdowns. I love the talent of Watson. We'll see what he can do with Love. Hopefully Love just hyper-targets him this year. Romeo Doubs, he's going in the 13th round at 1308. I got him 15 games for 58 receptions, 601 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. Then Jaden Reed, he's going undrafted. 15 games, 48 receptions for 597 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then the tight end, he's a rookie, Luke Musgrave. He's undrafted. 15 games, 29 receptions, 340 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns there. And then the last team is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. Last year they were 13-4. A lot of one-score games that they pulled out. Their win total this year is at 8.5. I can see them doing that there. Their defense isn't as strong. Going to be a lot more shootouts. The quarterback is Kirk Cousins. He's going in the 9th round at 902. Got him slotted for 16 games, 4,506 yards, 29.7 touchdowns, 11.1 interceptions, and rushing for 97 yards and a score. The running back there is going to be Alexander Madison. He's going in the 7th round at 705. Got him for 14 games, 880 yards, 6 touchdowns, 37 receptions for 271 yards, and 1 touchdown. Receiving, he'll be a good option for a later round if you decide to punt on like a David Montgomery as well. Snag him up. He can be a flex option for you. The receivers are going to be Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and KJ Osborne. Jay Jett, he's going at 101. 15 games for 119 receptions for 1,689 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's definitely my highest statted out receiver. Jordan Addison, the rookie there, I like him a lot. I think he's going to be more of a PPR option going forward. We'll see if he can get worked in this year. Got him at 11.09 for his ADP, 11th round. 15 games, 62 receptions for 787 yards, 5 touchdowns. Love the talent of him. KJ Osborne's the last receiver there. He's going in the 13th round at 13.11. 15 games, 53 receptions for 633 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then the tight end is TJ Hawkinson. He's going in the 4th round at 4.02. 15 games, 81 receptions for 830 yards and 6 touchdowns. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. The next show is going to be the NFC East, and we'll go over those player projections as well. Thank you for listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe whatever platform you're on. Please leave that rating and review. Really helps me out. Hit that notification because we're at 2 shows a week now. All right. Till next time. See ya.